guys, what is up? I'm back with another video. In this video we're gonna go over how I made this like YEAT type beat. It sounds like mad about that, and yeah, let's get straight into it. The first thing I did was create this chord progression. Sounds like super dark and super evil. So yeah, if you can tell, this beat is sorta inspired by Mad About That and like that chord progression. You know, Sharkboy just released like his instrumental version of that, so I was listening to that a lot, and that's why this beat was made. So yeah, the second melody I made was this sine lead from Purity. It's the basic sine, and basically what I did here is I don't really have effectrix or anything or looperator and all that stuff, so I just like created like a bunch of like little notes here so it sounds like it's stuttering. And one thing I also like to do with my sine leads is, as you can see right here, it's just like a normal note. There's like no overlapping, but right here, just a little bit of overlapping. And what that does is that it makes like the transition from note to note like super smooth. Like right here, you'll hear like a little click, but right here, like it'll be super smooth and like slide into the next note. The third melody I made was I used this little key from Serum, and I basically just played low notes so it sounds like a little bit of a bass, but I wanted this to be in the background. I didn't really want it to protrude out too much, so that's why I played lower notes. And then the final thing I used was the classic digitubular bell from Purity. Obviously YEAT uses this a lot in his beats. I didn't really alternate the notes too much. I just wanted the bells to just hit, you know, and never stop hitting. But yeah, that's all I have for the melody, so let's get into the drums. Here I did the classic triplet hi-hat thing that YEAT always does. Here's my basic clap pattern. Here's the snare I used, and one thing I did was I went to the panning and switched it up a little bit. I just went from left to right, left to right. And here's my open hat, and I went kind of crazy with this because I just want to like experiment. I just put down a ton of open hats, and it only plays throughout a bit of the song, but I just thought it added like a whole different vibe to it. And one thing I also did was add this like crow sound. And here are my 808s, and this is like the classic like sorry about that YEAT 808s. It's even titled YEAT, but yeah, I basically just went super simple. This plays out through basically the whole of the song. So one thing I did with the 808s is I turned up the EQ because before it was a little bit quiet, and I also like decreased the attack and the hold and the sustain, but I kept the release like a little bit because it's like a bit of a sub bass, so I just wanted to have that little swing. And I also put on cut self. For my mixing and stuff, obviously the classic soft clipper on the master. For my main melodies, I basically just took out all the lows and a bit of the highs. For that little bass melody, it was like pretty low, so I turned up like the mids and stuff so you can like actually hear it a little bit. And then for my sine lead, it was like really ear piercing around like the mid frequencies. It was like protruding way too much, so I just took down the frequencies right there. Then I also added this reverb where I took up the wet a little bit and I put the low cut a little bit up. But yeah, that's basically the whole beat done. If you want to listen to the whole thing, it should already be on your screen. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe and like the video. I'm going to keep making more tutorials, and also follow me on Instagram because I'm going to be posting a lot more on there. So yeah, peace.